Black sun in the hizzle, all the shizzle. We got an excellent one here today, y'all. So I'm gonna go back and title this. Let's talk common sense. Let's talk. Should we call it common sense or just simple arithmetic? Adding, subtracting. I want to see how you guys are on arithmetic today. Yep. I'm gonna be discussing Russia. I'm gonna be discussing Ukraine. I'm gonna be discussing that, and I'm gonna be discussing the people inside of the U.S. and people inside of UK. Shout out to my sister, um, poetic, true poetic. Shout out to her. You know, she's my sister overseas, and I want to dedicate this show to her because she mentioned things about civil war and all that stuff, and you know, flirted with the idea of civil war. So this to prevent any civil war in the UK, any civil war. Now I know we were talking about immigration, migration, and all that stuff, but it ties in. It ties in because the Biden administration plays a very pivotal role in how Europe responds and how England responds. So I want to make this very clear, make it very clear, and I want to test the mentality of where people are at mentally, to test their common sense, to test their arithmetic, their, you know, ABCs, one, two, threes, I guess you could say. I want to test it. I want to test it. And this will measure the temperature of where people are mentally. And this will clarify a whole lot of things. So, number one, let me start by saying this. If you are not into international politics, this show is not for you. However, if you are aware that international politics directly affects how you are being taxed in your country, then then um then this show is definitely for you. Um, this is definitely not for the willy nilly. When I say willy nilly, meaning, well, we got to be concerned, but it's only in our backyard. Well, America is our backyard, and how are you being taxed as a citizen? I would say is not only in your backyard, but your direct pocket. Okay, so if you are an American citizen, if you are a UK citizen, this concerns you. If you are working class, this concerns you. If you are a person that will sit up here, well, let me just say this. If you are a person that sit up here and say, well, we should only be concerned about America in our front yard, then, but the politicians go into your pocket? Let me say that again. For a politician to be able to go into your pockets, meaning they went past your front door, they went past your front yard, they came right up to you and put their hands right in your pocket. Yeah, I'm talking about the Ukraine war. I'm talking about funding. So, being that if you live in America, you live in the UK, and hell, you hell, translate this over into France, Germany, German, Deutsch, ich sprechen Sie Deutsch. I don't care where you are. If you're in the free Western nation, this video is for you because your pockets are funding the topic that I am about to bring to the table. It just is what it is. And it's going to continue to affect y'all until y'all stand up and say, you know what? We don't want this anymore. Now, Trump is a process of ending that war, but let's talk about right now. Let's talk about right now as we speak. Ah, so let's start. Shoigu Shoigu is one of the generals, and Shoigu has stated just in 2024, Russia has gained 200 miles of land. 200 miles. Russia has gained 200 miles of land. For some of y'all, 200 miles is a whole damn city. What does this person say? This is, hey, welcome, welcome. Time says, a chat, motivate success starts once you wake up in the morning with hard work, dedication, and discipline. Stay healthy, best balance, and life focus. Motivate every day. Okay, good message. Great message, brother. You know, but that you waking up and doing all that, a percentage of that is going to something that makes no sense to me. And because it makes no sense to me, and maybe you can explain it. So again, we're going back to simple arithmetic and math. Shoigu, who was the general of Russia, he said that they have gained 200 miles. Oh gosh, you know how many cities you can put in 200 miles? You know how many counties you can put in 200 miles? How's my mic? My mic good? Time, let me know if my mic's good. You can put several cities within 200 miles. That's a lot of land. 200 miles is a lot of land, let me tell you. You can put several cities within 200 miles, give or take, Um, yeah, you can put several cities in 200 miles. So, Ukraine has lost ground with Russia. They have lost 200 miles in 2024. This is not including Donetsk, Luhansk. This is not including Crimea. This is not including uh, Bakhmut. This is as of 2024. 200 miles. And so with the 200 miles, me, I like to do a lot of math. I like to, my things, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. So, me being a person that deals with business, I like to look at the profit margin and how I am advancing. Like, especially me being a truck driver, I have to weigh in and factor in diesel fuel, right? Diesel fuel before I can even consider a job because diesel fuel is going to take away, it's going to bite into the profit margin off the rip. So I say that to say this. There's a war being funded by the Biden administration, and Zelensky, who is the core of who America is funding, says that he wants to take back Crimea, he wants to take back Luhansk and Donetsk. I'm assuming he wants to take back Bakhmut too. This man has lost 200 miles of land. So where I come from, the way I was raised, I don't know what they call it where you guys are from. Shout out to all the people in the clouds, but where I come from, it's called a pipe dream, an unrealistic goal, meaning you have your eyes set on some land that you've lost during the whole, since this thing started. You lost Crimea, you lost Luhansk, Donetsk, you lost the Donbass region, you lost Bakhmut, which is on top of those lands that I've just mentioned. And then in 2024, you lost an extra 200 miles. So that means the funding that you get from United States, from England, from France, from Germany, you would have to not only get back to 200 miles, you would not only have to get back to 200 miles, but to achieve your goal, Mr. Zelensky, you would have to first get back that 200 miles, then you have to get back Bakhmut, then you can start maybe trying to look at it realistically, getting back Luhansk, Donetsk, and Crimea. Can somebody help me out? Y'all hit the like button too, because the math is not adding up on this video right now. I got 11 people and I only got one like. The math is, you see how the math is? I'm quick with the math. I'm quick with the math, y'all. I'm quick with the math. And I'm trying to put people under my wing to get them to get the math. So can y'all hit the like button? Because the math, I need the likes, I need the views and the likes to equal each other. Please help me out here, y'all. The math, I need the math to add up. Please, let's hit the like button. Let's hit the like button, it's free. Because we have to make an example. We have to show that we're not with the bullshit. If they look at this video and got all these people watching the video and nobody hitting the like button, they're like, oh, they don't know the math. So I need y'all to pass the test to see if y'all know the simple math. So there's 11 people, I need to see 11 likes. So what I'm saying makes sense. So I got to make sure I'm not wasting words, that I'm not wasting your time on this. Y'all hitting the like. I need y'all to hit the like because the math has to add up. And so in order for us to make an example of that, can y'all hear me? Maybe y'all can't hear me. Maybe y'all can't hear me. Like I said, the math has got to add up. So hit the likes to know, so I know that you guys understand where I'm coming from. That I'm not just ranting. I don't come on my camera just to rant. There's always a lesson. There's always a message. My message is always solid in my videos. But I'm going to need y'all to hit the like. Okay, there's 8 people watching now, and there's 2 likes. And see, this is why the Biden-Obama administration does what it do, stealing money from y'all, because they figured y'all are not adding up the math. And that math is not adding up. I got 13 people, 3 likes. The math is not adding up. And the only way to have a solid message to y'all to make sure that we are in sync, y'all got to hit that like button. You have to hit that like button, y'all. Share the video. Maybe y'all can get somebody else in there to hit the like button for you. Maybe some of y'all don't know where the like button is. Hit the share button. I don't know, but I'm going to need that number to add up so that I know that what I'm saying is making sense right now, because I'm talking about adding up simple math numbers and the numbers. Okay, I got 4 likes and I got 7 views. I got 4 likes, 7 views. Oh, I need the math to add up, y'all. I need the math to add up. Help me out. What's going on? Got you another one, bro. We had 3. Okay, thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Aaron, because this is very important, Aaron. Aaron, this is so important. I hope Mr. Time left the like too. I hope Mr. Time left the like, and thank you so much, Aaron. I'm gonna need y'all to hit the like button. Okay, we got 4 likes and 4 views. Okay, so I can proceed on with the lesson. So we got Zelensky, right? Zelensky asking for more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, more money, asking for money, asking for money. Congress, you got Marjorie Taylor Greene threatening to get rid of Mike Johnson because there's this aid packet that keeps going to Ukraine. Now, MAGA, Make America Great Again, is all about America first. And I believe wherever, shout out to my people in England If you're in England, England needs to be first. If you're in Germany, Europe needs to be first. But every single country needs right now to be focused on where they're at, especially when it comes to the money. Especially when it comes to money. Okay, I got 5 people, 4 likes. I got 5 people, 4 likes. I got 5 people, 4 likes. Okay, 4 people, 4 likes. Okay, we can move on. All right. Yeah, just so when people come in, they need to hit the like button because it's unfair to people who hit the like button. Anywho, like I said, it's got to add up. The math has got to add up. So you got Zelensky that keeps coming to the United States asking for money. You got our Congress about ready to crumble with the speakership because Mike Johnson decided he want to put in the Ukraine package. He wants to put in for Ukraine. Ah, Ukraine is not gaining any ground. They're not gaining. I mean, since when do we pay money and we're not seeing results for the money? Like, I'm a type of person, I like to see results for the money that I pay out. I like things to make sense. And the Ukraine war has not made sense. It's not going to make sense because I don't see any way out for Mr. Zelensky. I don't see him gaining any ground. I don't see any progression. And because I don't see any progression, there is a mathematical problem. 200 miles, again, 200 miles, people. Think about 200 miles. If you guys, have y'all been to maybe, I don't know if you're in California, you ever drove to Vegas? That's about 200 miles. If you're in Georgia, maybe drove down to Fort Lauderdale, is that 200 miles? I gotta check. I've never drove. I've been to Miami, Florida. I live in Georgia, so I think that's about 200 miles. So I'm just trying to give y'all. Don't mess with Bear. Yeah, Alex. Yeah, tell it, Alex. I'm not seeing Alex, Aaron. I'm not seeing how Zelensky is. I mean, forget Zelensky. How is Mike Johnson? How is the Biden administration? How are they justifying aid for Ukraine when Ukraine has not gained any ground? They've lost 200 miles. So again, when y'all type in the city that you're from and type in the next city which is 200 miles away from where you live, type that in the chat, yo. Aaron, type that in the chat. Alex, type that in the chat. Time, type it in the chat. If y'all want to come down from the clouds, type it in the chat, like your city, and then the next city that is 200 miles away from you. I want to make sure we're here. I want to make sure we're here. I want to make sure y'all not only, and y'all help me out with the likes, so thank you for the likes, even though I got 6 views and 4 likes. I want y'all to help me out with, if y'all can comprehend 200 miles. How's my mic, by the way? Can you guys comprehend 200 miles? Help me out here, y'all. Help me out here. Maybe my mic's not good today. I don't know. Maybe is my mic good? I guess I mean to ask for a sound check. Twins not here. Damn, Deacon's not here. Damn. I guess I need a mic check because apparently you guys are not responding. I live in Orlando. It's about 200 miles to Miami. Thank you, Aaron. So, Aaron, so you got Orlando, Florida, which is way north, down to Miami, which is way, way south. So that's a lot of chunk of land. So that's about 200 miles. So that's 200 miles there. That's mostly all of Florida. So you got the landmass of Florida that Zelensky has lost to Russia. So Aaron, so good job, Aaron. What about you, Alex? What about you? What about you, Alex? Where do you live, Mr. Alex? Where do you live, Mr. Alex? So thank you, Aaron, for giving us an example of how far that is. He's in Orlando and Miami. That's about 200 miles. So that's most of Florida right there. So now you guys have an idea of the landmass. Orlando. Now, Aaron, Orlando is the northern tip of Florida, like the largest city in northern Florida, Orlando, if I'm not mistaken. Because we know Miami is the major city in South Florida. And I know there's Fort Lauderdale, which is the next city up by Miami, but I believe Orlando, that's most of Florida. That's a large landmass. That's how much land Zelensky has lost, that Ukraine has lost to Russia. That is how much land, that is how much land Ukraine has lost to Russia. That's a lot of land. That is a lot of land. That is how much land they have lost just this year alone, just in 2024. That's how much land from Orlando to Miami, that's how much land is lost, has been lost. So I'm going to ask y'all a question because Mr. Aaron, you get the concept and the idea of the landmass. So can I ask you another question? Um, northern tip of Jacksonville, right? That's right. Northern tip, Central Florida is Orlando. Okay, cool deal. Central Florida. So okay, so that's half of Florida. That's half of Florida. That's still a lot of land. So northern Florida is Jacksonville. Central Florida is Orlando. Okay, so it's just like California. You got Northern California, Central California, Southern California. So Miami, Southern Florida, Orlando, Central Florida, it's still a lot of land. That's still a lot of land. 200 miles is a lot of land. So let me ask you this, Aaron. What type of work do you do, Aaron? You mind telling me what type of work that you do? You mind sharing that with me? And Florida is wide. Yes, yes, Florida is wide. Yes, it is. Oh yeah, lots. Yeah, that's how much land. Again, that's how much land Ukraine has lost, and then he keeps asking for more money. So let me ask you again, Aaron, what type of business do you do? What type of work do you do? You mind me asking? Shout out to Aaron. Get Aaron a damn wrench. Boom, boom. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Aaron, man. Shout out to Aaron Run. Got 5 people, 5 likes. I love y'all. I love y'all. So yeah, we're just gonna play. We're just gonna. I mean, we're just gonna do a common sense test here. Just a common sense test here. Um, I was asking Aaron what type of work he does. I guess my mic is acting up again. Um, let me put this in perspective because I guess the response is a little slow in the chat. Um, but I wanted to make sure y'all are with me on this. I want a little participation, if you don't mind. I want a little participation, little common sense test for people down in the chat room. I want a little common sense for the people in the chat room. See, I had to get the Cajun on y'all. See, I want, yeah, you see y'all come in the arena, get a little common, just a little common sense test for y'all. See, I do home and auto loans for Chase. Okay, cool. So auto loans, yes. Home and auto loans, yes. Aaron, yes, 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 yes. Aaron, okay. So I like that. I like that. So auto loan, home loan. So when you're dealing with auto loan and home loans, you got to make sure that home is in tip-top shape. I'm assuming you got to make sure them cars are in tip-top shape. You don't want a lemon and you don't want a shack. Zelensky is selling us a shack right now. He's selling us a lemon. He's selling us a hoopty, meaning that hoopty and that shack needs a lot of work, and you might as well crush that lemon and goddamn demolish that house. You feel where I'm going with this, Aaron? That is the war in Ukraine right now. Zelensky is promising, he said, well, I'll give you a car. I'll give you a car. I'll give you a house. But he's not telling us that house is a shack and that car is a lemon. I'm sure, Mr. Aaron, when you go out before you do the loan, you make sure the cars have been inspected. You make sure the cars are in tip-top shape. I'm sure you make sure the houses are in tip-top shape. You're not going to sell anybody a house when they got holes and raccoons in the attic eating away at the wood. We're not going to do that, are we, Aaron? We're not going to goddamn sell nobody a lemon when the car is known to have slippage in the transmission and it's not cranking up when you turn the key. Maybe it'll crank up, maybe it'll drive a couple, and then it'll cut right off for the rebuild. Okay, so Aaron said they are using the Ukrainians as cannon fodder. Yes, they are. And my thing is, it wouldn't look so bad, Aaron, if they would actually gain ground. Now, I'm not, again, I'm not for one to have Ukrainians be cannon fodder. I'm not for that shit at all because not only because I got people in Poland. I got people in Poland and they're right next door to Ukraine. So if they're being pushed back, they're being pushed back to goddamn, they're being pushed back to, what's that city, Kiev. They're being pushed back to Kiev. And they're getting so desperate that they want to start. They're talking right now as we speak, Aaron, about um, recruiting, drafting young Polish soldiers. The expectations of Mr. Zelensky is not realistic. Like I said, 200 miles. I want you to, again, Aaron, just imagine Orlando and imagine Miami. Just imagine all that land. Imagine all that land. That's a lot of land to have to gain. That's a lot of land that you've lost. So, where's this expectation that you're going to take back 200 miles, then take Bakhmut, and then take back your original plan, which is Crimea, Donetsk, Luhansk? The math is not adding up, Aaron. The math is not adding up, and I'm glad that you're here because you are a loan officer. Aaron is a loan officer. Please come more often because I need more people in the expertise of math. Like before you do a loan, you adding up the math, especially when it comes to cars and when it comes to houses. It has to make sense. And I'm sure you guys operate off a credit score. And Zelensky's credit score when it comes to the war is not good. Aaron says this is the model that the U.S. always uses. Use a nation to try to overthrow the leader. You don't like destroy the place and then hire ourselves to fix it. Not good for all. Aaron, please tell me. I hope the Biden administration is not trying to overthrow Putin. I hope that is not their plan, especially when Zelensky has lost over 200 miles on top of Bakhmut, on top of Crimea, on top, like originally this war started because they want Crimea, they want Luhansk and Donetsk, the Donbass region, and they've lost in the process of this war. We have watched here on the arena, we have watched them lose Bakhmut in real time. Like I witnessed earlier them losing Bakhmut in real time. And then Shoigu says they lost an additional 200 miles in 2024. The math is not adding up. And you, as a loan officer, I know it's not adding up to you. I know you, for a living, like I said, you do uh, auto loan appraisals, housing appraisals, and you like, yo, immediately the math has to click with you. The math has to click immediately. And I'm sure when you look at 200, you're like, they lost 200 miles? It's not making no sense, is it? It's not making no sense, is it, Aaron? Aaron says that's exactly what they are trying to do. They're trying to weaken him as much as they can. Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, said it. So they're trying to weaken Putin, who is being supplied by China and Iran, who Iran is weakening the U.S. by fucking with Israel. Aaron, you didn't hear what I said. So we have this. So Lloyd has this grand plan to weaken Putin, and somehow somebody got in the ear of Iran, who Biden funded, by the way, when they left Afghanistan, over 60 trillion or $1 billion with all type of military equipment, and Iran is attacking Israel. So who's getting weakened in the end? Who's getting weakened in the end? Help me out here, Aaron. Help me out here. Help me out here, Aaron. So Lloyd thinks that Putin is being weakened. Okay, so let's just say, oh, Putin is dragging all these resources out, and all of a sudden, Israel gets attacked. Now Israel's getting drained. So again, the math is not adding up. So you want to try to weaken Putin, and all of a sudden now Israel's being drained. And you got all these Arab nations attacking Israel. And this is why I said this administration with Biden and Obama makes no sense at all, no common sense. The math is not adding up, y'all. The math is not adding up. The math is not adding up. They have lost 200 miles. And Israel should be a clear indentation. Now, I support Israel, but Israel should be a clear, there should be a clear barometer that this whole Israel Hamas situation is going to weaken the US. It's going to weaken Europe. This is just a fact. So Putin, weakening Putin, damn. Mr. Lloyd's going to try to weaken Putin and weaken Israel in the process. Damn. Jeez, man, this thing is it just makes no sense. It makes no sense, Aaron. Um, they know Ukraine won't win. They want Putin to exhaust all his military options. No, what they don't understand is that Israel, I guess Israel wasn't part of the plan. I guess Israel wasn't part of the plan. Sixes, and because you know, um, now this is just something that I've heard Zelensky say. I've heard Zelensky say that it was Putin. It's Putin's fault. It was Putin's plan. Putin is the one behind the Israeli attack. I've heard that. I'm quoting Mr. Zelensky. Mr. Zelensky has blamed Vladimir Putin for the whole fiasco going down in Israel. So this military tactic was America. Did Mr. Lloyd expect Israel to be attacked? Was that part of the plan, Aaron? According to the Zelensky now, according to the Zelensky, was that part of the plan? Israel being attacked? Again, I'm for Israel. Ideologically, I'm for Israel defending itself against. I'm not ideology. I'm not for none of those Muslim nations. I'm against any type of theocracy, so I'm against any type of theocratic, any type of theocracy. I'm against. So, yeah, I'm for Israel. However, Putin has put his chess pieces into play, and the Biden administration won't. Nobody in the Biden administration is smarter than Putin. There. When I say the Biden administration, anybody that's in place right now under the Biden administration is not smart enough to deal with Putin, and not smart enough to deal with the conflict going on in Israel at the same time. So Biden and Biden administration is in no position to kick off World War III because uh, that would be the only other option. Trying to exhaust Putin's military is not going to. It's not going to work. It's just not going to work. Putin is too smart for anybody in the Biden administration. That is just is what it is. Again, again, did they foresee the situation in Israel? That's what I got to know, Aaron. Did they foresee the situation in Israel? Did anybody in the Biden administration, consider that as a military strategy? Did anybody in the Biden administration consider that as a military strategy? According to Zelensky now, The attack on Israel, did anybody consider that as a military strategy? I want to know. Let's see what that's exactly what they are trying to do. Okay, Ukraine won't win. They okay, read that already. You know, half of the money we're giving, they come back to the defense contractor. That is correct in the U.S. to pay for weapons and ammo. That right. That is true. Right. That is true. That is true. So half the money's not even going to goddamn Zelensky. Half that money's not even going there. Most of it's going to the contractors, and the contractors put that back in their pocket, and then a portion of it goes to ammo, a portion of it goes to, um, clothing, supplies, ammunition, weapon supplies, and all that. And again, Putin has allies to help fund his war machine. That being China, that being Iran, they're funding, they're helping with the supplies there in Russia. So again, the supplies that we have, um, what portion of that, Aaron, has to go to Israel to defend Israel? It looks like Mr. Vladimir Putin has the Obama. I mean, I said Obama. No, Biden. What's the difference, right? The Obama administration or Biden. I'm gonna just say Biden administration by the balls, by the huevos, has them by the nutsack. So again, yeah, the math doesn't add up. So yeah, Aaron, I like how you came in and talked about, the trying to drain Putin, and then this draining of Putin. I'm just really fascinated by it. And then all of a sudden now, uh, we have to protect Israel. Now you got all the Arab Muslim nations, Syria, Iran, Egypt, about to goddamn jumping off with damn Israel. So it's almost like a Mexican standoff. Oh, okay, you want to play this game in Ukraine? Okay, we can play the same game in Israel. And again, I support Israel. But it's really a bad situation for the Biden administration. And now you got all these protests. It's just not looking good for Biden. Like Biden is not making the right choices. Some good choices have to be made, and Biden is not making them. The whole Biden administration is not making them. There needs to be pressure put on the U.S. government. We need to have the correct people in office. Now, we do have an election coming up, the presidential election, but as of right now, though, as of right now, as of right now, we are leaking out when it comes to funding. We are bleeding out, and it's not looking good, y'all. So, you know, Biden by the balls. Yeah, they got Biden by the balls. They got him by the balls, Aaron. And because they got him by the balls, the shit's not adding up. Like, okay, ask for more money, ask for more funding. For what? Like, for what? Like, you really want to do this war of attrition with three countries? Because not only is it Russia, it's China and it's Iran. And that attrition is causing us to bleed out with Israel. So the math is not adding up, y'all. I just wanted to share that with y'all. The math is not adding up. The strategy has failed. The Biden administration has failed. And if they get us into war, we're really going to see what failure looks like. Like this just shows the bad leadership of Biden right now. This shows like Kirby and all them and all these people, Kirby and Lloyd Austin. man, they are making bad choices. You know, Victoria Nuland had to goddamn resign. Bad, bad, bad choices. Like this administration is horrible. Like y'all going against a master chess player. Putin is a master chess player. You're not going to goddamn drain him without us being drained. Israel. So in that, I leave y'all with this, man. Aaron, come back, man. We got plenty more shows, brother. She's got to go. Yeah, 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 yeah. At least Victoria Newland's out of here. But yeah, man. Shout out to you, Aaron, man. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Ty, man. Shout out to y'all, man. Thank you for the mic check, man. I'm just some food for the thought, man. Just some simple arithmetic, mathematics, man. And I'm glad, man, that we got Aaron in here, man. Because like I said, Aaron knows about those lemons and those shacks. Those shacks can't pass inspection, and neither can those Houthis. And so, 200 miles of land being lost. How is that passing the inspection? How is that in passing the inspection of common sense? Kirby gives me Benedict Arnold vibes. Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That whole Obama administration, the whole Obama Biden administration gives me Benedict Arnold vibes. They all do. Hell, from Biden on down, they all give me them damn vibes. So yeah, I feel you, Aaron. Hey, come back to the show, Aaron, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming out, man. Just some food for the thought today, man. I just wanted to share that with you, like shit. Like it's just not adding up. It's just not adding up at all. And it just, I had to get that off my chest today. Like, why is this? Like, every time I turn around, they're trying to sneak in and pass a bill for damn Ukraine. Because eventually, y'all want to concentrate all that money towards Israel. Because Israel is in trouble. Israel's in trouble. Israel's in trouble. So, yeah, you play that game with Putin, this is what you get, man. All right, y'all. Be safe driving, man. You be safe too, Aaron, man. With that being said, man, I'm out, y'all.